Congressman Joe Cunningham of South Carolina is saying that he tested positive after not being able to smell or taste, which can be a symptom of the coronavirus. Congressman Cunningham joins me now. Congressman, thank you so much. Listen, I have two friends here in New York City, same thing. They said they weren't able to taste or smell, and that's how they knew that they had it. And sure enough, they did when they got tested. Thank you so much for joining us. How you holding up?
Great, Don. Thanks for having me on. And yeah, no, I feel good. And right now, no symptoms, but still in quarantine as per the doctor's orders.
So you've been for 1 week now since you had contact with another member of Congress who tested positive. So what's going on? Tell us what's next. How long are you going to be in?
Well, so I'm supposed to be quarantined until tonight at midnight, actually. And was just happened to take a test yesterday because I had this symptom of not being able to taste or smell anything, and that really wasn't, I don't think, anyone on anyone's radar as far as like symptoms go. Everyone kept on saying, well, do you have a fever? Do you have body aches? You go through this litany of what the typical symptoms are. Mm-hmm. And over the past week, I started seeing more and more articles pop up about how people have just been testing positive from having a lack of taste or smell. And I'm thinking, well, that happened to me about a week and a half ago. There's a few days where I really couldn't taste or smell anything. So, I took an online survey with MUSC.care, our local hospital, and got registered to take a test and got the test results back today. And yeah, came back positive.
That must have been really odd.
Yeah, I know it's strange, but Don, I think that goes to like the breadth of this virus, how powerful it is and how broad it is. Because, I was talking to a colleague of mine tonight, Congressman Ben McAdams, and, he had some serious health issues as a result of the coronavirus. Me, I lost my taste and my smell for a few days, and that was it. But I think, a lot of people who may have the same symptoms as me probably should be a little bit concerned and maybe should be pushing for exam themselves because this virus has broad impacts.
Yeah, it's interesting because not many people, again, knew of the symptom that you were talking about. And I was trying to look up the conversation that I had with my friend, but he said it wasn't out there, but he started looking online as you did, and then that's how they figured out, and that's when they went to get a check, and sure enough, they were exactly right about that. Congressman, you are among 5 people in Congress who have tested positive. More than 24 others have self-quarantined. Are you worried that this virus could spread further through the Congress?
I mean, yeah, this is obviously not just Congress, but throughout our country. I think it's something that everybody needs to be taken very seriously. The businesses and community here in Charleston is taken very seriously. I think you've seen states and governors and mayors step up to the plate and recognize how significant this is. And look, we're going to see some short-term pain, I imagine. But I think if we hunker down, if we're socially responsible and we follow the CDC guidelines, I think we can flatten this curve. See the less spread of this virus, and hopefully, God willing, move on here in several weeks and get this back to normal.
Some members of Congress were scrambling to get back to Washington after Republican Congressman Thomas Massey threatened to force an in-person vote on the historic stimulus package. Are actions like that putting your colleagues at risk, you believe?
Yeah, I think they could be. And look, I don't think there's any room for theatrics in a time like this. I mean, stunts like that, what happened today, or the reason why people hold Congress in such low regard. It's the reason why, in polls, Nickelback is more favorable than Congress. It's when politicians pull stunts like that, it doesn't bode well for the system. It doesn't bode well for our democracy. And yes, to your point, you also have to think about the fact that people are flying back in from various parts of the country into a contained area. So, you have to take that into consideration. And the fact is, people, Americans aren't looking for political acts or political theater. They want results. When I talk to low country business owners like Michael Shimtoff here, who owns restaurants in Charleston, they need help yesterday with their employees, and with their businesses and keeping their doors open. So, people aren't interested in DC theatrics. They want results.
Yeah, I'm looking down because I was just looking at the number of cases. I keep a list here of the number of cases of people in states around the country. And South Carolina has more than 500 cases total, more than 80 new cases today. Your district includes Charleston. Are you worried that the number of cases could explode?
Yeah, I mean, I'm concerned how quickly this can spread. I'm also concerned with other people like me who may not have a fever, may not have body aches, those typical signs, but they may have lost taste or smell and have not thought to gotten checked or gotten tested. So yeah, those are all concerns for me. And like I said, we all need to be focused on flattening this curve, being socially responsible, distancing ourselves from people. Those are all things we need to take into consideration. At the same time, I think Congress has a responsibility to act like it did today in passing that bill. And we're already going to start to work on another bill as well to help, low country businesses, to help small businesses, to help anyone who's been impacted by this virus.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I found it before I let you go here. It says he was talking to me about GI. Speaking of doctor, he was saying he had GI issues right before, and I said, well, I didn't think GI issues was a symptom. He said some cases report day prior one time having diarrhea may or may not have been associated, but the loss of smell is real. I was sautéing garlic and onions last night and stuck my nose right in the pan and couldn't smell it one bit. So there you go. And I've heard from a number of people after that, after I checked with doctors, and they say the loss of taste and smell is certainly real. And at first, they didn't know that. So, Congressman, listen, we thank you for giving us some information that a lot of people didn't know about, and we thank you for joining us, and we wish you the very best. If you need us, you know where to get us. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Don, so much. I want to thank the first responders out there who are putting their lives on the line every single day, nurses, doctors, everyone else making this country a better place.
Absolutely. Thank you, Congressman Cunningham.